But assuming we have such issues in Uict, how best are you willing to work with them? Because I know they are the implementers. You are not the implementers as student leaders, but you just advocate and represent, or you voice for the others. How best are you willing to work with them? Which tactics are you going to use to convince the administration? The administration which is also working with the Ministry of ICT. I think it is actually big, it is beyond the administration, but also the other people who are in charge of this institution. How? What tactics are you going to set for them to be convinced that indeed the students' functional fees for the government students has to be reduced? It is not fair. The accommodation fee is not fair enough. Please elaborate to the comrades, because they're the ones that you're convincing for them to vote for you. Over to you, Madam President.
I want to ask the administration. Actually, being a ruling president and over the authorities, but I'm a leader and working between the students and the administration. That means I work hand in hand with the administration and the same time hand in hand with the administration. I get that students' opinions and different connecting with the administration. If I told I know the administration to have to sit and discuss and reach at a little understanding whereby how are we going to provide services to the students? If I know this and this has happened, how are we going to do it? And you look at some instances whereby the administration is not abiding or it is not listening, that means we shall include the council, or we shall include the committee, the executive committee, we can include the garrisons, when we take them our opinion so that they can accept our information and they put them into place. We cannot work hand in hand in some cases, because in some cases we might find that we are not on the same page. For them they want something different and us we want something different. But still, as leaders, in that for me I'm a leader and for them they are leaders. As leaders we can sit and have a little understanding on how to handle certain issues. Thank you.
It is utterly very true that the girl president is a link between the students and the administrative side. Because of the three people that sit on governing council for student fraternity, is the girl president, the minister for women affairs, and the girl speaker. But colleagues, it does not simply end at representation, neither does it simply end at having ideas and opinions. The question of the day is, how do we voice the opinions and ideas to take actual effect? And my own opinion is to provide alternatives. For colleagues that have interacted to many administrators, especially the office of the district secretary, who also doubles as the dean of students, is yes, we have this problem and this problem, but what is the alternative? And that is what I will bring the alternatives. Secondly, to have guild initiatives. The last time there was an initiative from the guild, it was at the time of His Excellency Edgar. The few seats that you see around the compound. And ideally, if you contribute to the guild, you want to see some money being actualized in physicality. To have a guild initiative, to have a guild.
Yes, comrades, having been part of the Guild Executive or Guild Representative Council in one of the institutions in this region, I believe that each guild government has a guild constitution governing it. And well, I would like to listen from both candidates. What does Chapter 5, Article 15, Clause 1, and the following of the Guild Constitution of UICT say? Please state for me what Chapter 5, Article 15, Clause 1, and following of the Guild Constitution of UICT. Over to you, Madam President, and then to Mr. President. I request that the gallery to be silent and we listen from our very important. Chapter 5, Article Clause 1 means that the facts that are there and what it talks about. Over to you, Madam President. Please try, you still have your time. You're done? Person. You know, this is your constitution, eh? It is not mine. But allow me maybe educate. Yes, chapter 5, it's the guild executive. Okay? Article 15, the guild president. Clause 1 and the following. There shall be a guild president who shall head the guild executive. Comrades, these are guild presidents and this talks about them. I asked about actually. It shall be the duty of the guild president to A, head the executive and chair all its meetings. B, with approval of 2/3 majority of the councillors at the GRC meeting, appoint, shuffle or dismiss any member of the guild executive. C, coordinate the affairs of the various standing committees of the guild. D, forward together with the line ministers resolutions passed by the council to institute authority. Meaning that I wanted is for you to describe for me who is in charge of the guild or the head, what are their responsibilities, their duties, and that is what I asked. It's very ordinary. Thank you very much. Hope we have picked that. Over to my colleague.
Thank you so much. Pato, you have to go through and thank you.
So the question of who do you think will be first
pass the microphone. If at all you happen to be the president-elect, who would you wish to be your vice president?
Well, you know these are politicians, eh? They don't want to declare from here. And we concur to your submissions. Comrades, Uict is a very big institution. And it has what it is looking at. And it has what is supposed to be done. And it has its goals and objectives, of course. Comrades, Uict has a vision and mission. Mr. President Nkwanga and Madam President, would you please state for me the vision and mission of Uict? The vision by Mr. President, the mission by Madam President. These are two different things. Do we agree? I need the vision from Mr. President and the vision from Madam President. Yes, over to you. Vision.
The vision is to be the world-class center of excellence for ICT-based skills, research, and innovation.
Is it so? Is it so? Mission. Well, Madam President, according to the way you see Uict running its activities and administration as well as the students' fraternity, day to day, what do you think Uict is aiming at? What would be some of the core values? I will also ask, okay, what are some of the goals and objectives of Uict as a tertiary institution? Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you very much. You have something to say about the mission? Yes, please.
The mission of Uict is to provide high-quality, market-driven ICT-based skills development, research, innovation, and consultancy services to support the ICT sector.
These are factual questions, and we cannot vote. Let me believe that whatever has been submitted is what is there. Yes, thank you very much. I pass on the mic to my colleague for the next question.
Oh, wow. I'm enjoying. Another question. As a youth leader, do you think political affiliations are important in this institution? As a youth leader, do you think political affiliations are important in this institution?
We believe that there are political affiliations, what most of you know as political parties. We have the NRM, we have FDC, we have DP, we have history, we have the National Unity Platform, and others. Do you think these affiliations are important to you as the students of UICT? This is the question for all.
It is very imperative and essential that we cannot completely detach from political affiliations because it is very much a way of declaring interest for institutes and then national government. But it is also important to look at the fact that in an institute like this one and in other universities, this is purely academic and intellectual spaces. Now, intellectual and intellectual space means that we must focus more on the ideas, perspectives, and opinions more than loose and thin lines. I want to think if this election was about political parties, there would be a division over who is NRM, who is NUP, who is FDC, who is CPC, and supports the law. And that is not what is important. What is important is the fact that when a society has problems, we all have to ask. When they throw you out of government and failure to put them forward and you look as where you go, the red card, the blue card, or the black card. When society is governed well, each of us is an individual. So, to be clear, I think for institutions of higher learning, we're supposed to be an intellectual space. I want to remind colleagues that there was a time in this country when institutions of higher learning were a place for consultation for even parliament. Right now, things have changed and institutions of higher learning are never consulted because we have detached ourselves from the property of intellectualism and giving positive feedback.
Right. Candidates and the gallery on planet Earth, we are well informed of what is called the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. I don't know their number, but all I know, they have numbers. And what is number 1 cannot be number 5. What is number 4 cannot be number 3. What do I mean? They have their chronological order, they are well listed. And it's upon you, the gallery, to open your Google and type in SDGs, you'll see their number. However, this is not your question. The question to our candidates. Our candidates. Which SDGs are well known to you? Their number, state them, and their relevancy to the community. Mr. President, Mgonga Michael, over to you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Now, the sustainable goals are 17 in number, and the first SDG is no poverty, meant to eradicate poverty in the second is zero hunger. The third is good health and well-being. Then the fourth is quality education. And that will really concern us. Number 5.
Mr. President, I say it too. Thank you very much for your submission. However, he has listed 4. The next panelist is not allowed to repeat any previous one, meaning that she has to know the number of those following and their relevancy. He started from number 1, maybe it is like a number. Yes, Madam President. Comrades, we are about to end. I know you have busy schedules. Just give us the next 15 to 20 minutes. We shall be done. So I request let us first settle and give these comrades platform. Thank you. Yes, Madam President, please. Ten seconds. Thank you very much. Comrades, I have knowledge about some of your good activities. I'm informed that there is a good budget where money is allocated to various activities. But I'm told one of the cultural activities, or one of the activities that is supposed or meant to protect the culture of our nation, or the ethics of where we come from, it is not respected, and that is the culture of Gala. However, I'm informed that money is allocated. I don't know where it goes. I don't know whether it's culture here, that we don't respect culture. But our dear candidates, are you aware of this vice? To the gallery, is this vice true or it's just propaganda? However, I'm just told. Madam President, what plans do you have in regards to handling this vice or the culture gala in order to restore the sanity and the norms of culture? Being Africans, we do not differentiate ourselves from what culture means and its relevance or importance. To you in the following order.
Administration I want to promote and provide the intercultural balance between the clubs or between our institute and other institutes, so that we can at least have the promotion of our clubs and we can pay from having those clubs. Thank you so much.
Some cultural associations that I exist with Uict. I really want to take this opportunity to thank the leaders of all those cultural associations for the wonderful work that we everybody not to all. I truly appreciate it. We have the Rebecca Kubasano, we have the Basila Sete, and then we have the Western Students Association. So what I was thinking about young mentors is one, because one they give us a sense of belonging and a sense of identity. My little sister here talked about offices and offices. What they want are monies, are funds to fund their projects. I want to tell you that in the national budget, 3.5 million shillings were allocated for cultural association. Challenge me with facts if there was a cultural association that received this money or any bit of this money and used it. But the money is allocated. There was a cultural gala that was equally planned for. And I think police can clearly see that the problem is the kind of leadership that we have. I want to assure you that we are going to fully revive these cultural associations, fund their projects, support them. We will have a cultural gala and we ought to have it. I thank you so much.
Yeah, we're almost finishing. Thank you for being patient. This is around our last question. How do you plan to ensure that the voices of the minority groups within the students' body are heard and valued? I'm repeating. How do you plan to ensure that the voices of the minority groups within the students' body are heard and valued?
Is the question clear to us? Is the question clear to us?
I want to assure the students that their voices will be heard.
There was a key word. Minority students.
The minority students. I want to tell them that if at all, me as a leader, I'm not the leader who is going to be on top and to be there just as a leader. But I'm a leader who is going to interact with the students, and once there is a minority issue or a concerning issue, that means I have to listen to the students. I'm going to work hand in hand with them so that I can get their views, and their views can be taken to the highest officials, and I can present them to my committee, and we see how we can handle them. I can talk with the committee, the garrison committee, and we see what can we do for these people. Let's say there is an issue of missing marks for our students. I talk with the fellow committee and we look for ways on how we can embark on that one.
Yes, Madam President, hold on that. Question will answer. But who are these minority students? I want to know, or I want to be educated. The opposite of minority is?
Majority.
So who are these minority students in this great institution? I want to know the groups of students who are considered to be minor.
The few students who are
Thank you very much. Well answered the question. Pass to microphone. Mr. President, starting from where we ended.
To start with, the categories of minority students include the Uict students, the Uict students, and persons that are able differently, friends that live with disabilities. And the second chapter you're talking about, chapter 5, Article 15, clause N, continues clearly to say that on top of the 13 cabinet ministries, the guild president can create another ministry and to be approved by 2/3 of the general staffs. I want to assure you that part of the first things we will do in institute cabinet is to have a ministry for persons that live with disabilities. Because they have been left out, they are part of us, and they ought to be represented and get a vote. The other group of people is students that still in hostel. In my own opinion, they need a guild representative council and years to represent them in the guild parliament to air out their opinions and views. It is the same with academic students and Uict students. You see, we currently have a problem in the application and elimination of GRCs where certain classes do not even have a GRC. And I think it is important that everybody must be represented. Part of the instruction from the ECA, the then elected president, either organizes a final election or by virtue of appointment gets a representative for classes that are going to be represented.
Comrades, we are finalizing. I request all of us to stand up. It's a request. Let us all stand up. So this is kind of a private session. And in this session, we're going to get the opportunity from our comrades to give us vibe, to speak to us, or elaborate more on their manifesto. I believe both of you have manifestos. And well, maybe I will start this session.
like the toilets, as I talked earlier, they are not in good condition. Most of them, they are not in good condition, they are worn out. So I look forward to see that we can provide, we can put into value of our functional fees for maintenance so that they can pay for us those toilets. And still I'm of a view, if at all they can still renovate our lockers, because we are having lockers in each of every classroom, but we are not using them, they are out of use. And another thing, I want to see that each and every level of the classroom block is having Wi-Fi. Most of the times we are given work, we are given coursework, we are not having data. Some of the times they do their lectures online, we are not having data. And just imagine we are on a list it is about ICT. How can we be at ICT when we are not having the internet? So I look forward to see that each and every level of the block is having Wi-Fi, because that is the value of our functional fees we are paying. And my other ambition, and I'm going to talk about it, let me echo about it, it is promoting mental health awareness. The promotion of mental health awareness, we've seen very many youths when they are dying because of mental health. They are taking their lives because of mental health. They are moving out of school because of mental health. They are not having that courage to go on once they face challenges. So I look forward to see that we can be preparing the counseling conferences so that each and every student should have that word. Once you reach in such and such a scenario, you already know you already have what you are going to do about that scenario. And furthermore, I want to negotiate with the administration so that they can provide for us a school counselor. This school counselor will be allowed to guide us as students. This counselor is going to, if at all I have a problem or a challenge, if at all let's say I want to quit from studies, I just go to that counselor, I tell that counselor that I have such and such a problem, but how can I go about it? And that counselor will be in position to give me the advice instead of taking a long path. But without that counselor, that means I'll take a wrong decision. And another thing I want to talk about the online lectures. I want to see that the timetable they are making, I want the administration to make the timetable in that the timetable is favoring each and all students. Because some of the time I use the transport to come from home, and then at the same time I use the data. At the same time I spend my time overcoming here. But I'm of a view, at least they can revise that timetable in that if at all I have come, let all the lectures be physical. And if at all the lectures are going to be online, they are meant to be online. Not anything again coming and again having the lectures online. Because this is the money which is wasted and the resources are still on the time. Another thing I want to look at, it is the encouraging functional fees. The functional fees we are paying, they are not worth it. The functional fees are high. And I look forward to see that these functional fees are reduced so that each of the students, at least if at all we are having the functional fees, let them be at least in favor of each one of us, because we are coming from different families. Our parents have different challenges. They are getting money from different sources. So I look forward to see that at least these functional fees are revised so that each and every student can avoid them. The missing marks. Thank you.
Mr. President and Madam President, our work was to ask them questions. And now we have left the ball in your hands. Hope you know now what to do. Okay? For us, we wanted to ask them questions and they answer. You know what to do when next election comes. Vote wisely. Thank you so much for being patient. Chairperson Isi, thank you for entrusting us with this work. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating confidently. And the whole house, thank you so much for coming and thank you so much for being patient. God bless you. Let me call the Chairperson Isi to give us the final remarks. Thank you so much.
The students, how do I say the other people? I want to thank the candidates for their participation in this debate. And next on agenda, without wasting any single minute, before I give my closing remarks, I need also to allow students to exercise their rights and ask questions to our candidates to affirm their confidence in the next three levels. I would like to have, this time I will not allow everyone to ask, but I will need 3 questions from 3 gentlemen and 3 questions from 3 ladies. If you have a very burning question, if you have a concern that you want to be addressed by our candidates, raise up your hand and receive the mic. You have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Any ladies? 1. Ladies, 2 remaining. Ladies. Can I give a chance to one voice?
Ask a relevant question. Moving to ask the next question. Thank you so much.
Incoming years. I have about 3 questions, but for the interest of time, now we ignore one because I believe that you have one question. Okay, my question is, we have a problem in Uict, and that is the weakness of the administration. It is among the weakness in the lecturers. Many lecturers are administrators. So they are ending up giving up the most activity that brought us here, that is teaching, to attend to the administration part of it. They don't teach with an excuse that we are having meetings, maybe to handle administration activities. So as new presidents that are coming in, how are you going to solve this? Because these are your bosses, simple terms. How are you going to make them do what they are supposed to do on our behalf? Thank you.
That question is for you. Maybe you can go to the question, John, then we will only one question.
My name is Akana Raja. My question is quite simple. With the leaders we have been having, with the leaders we have been having a gap whereby most of them, I won't say that they're incompetent, but let's try to look at ways of benchmarking. We see an institution, maybe a government one, whereby most of our leaders have been going there, try to copy up what they're doing. So let's get models from various institutions. We go and learn, study what are they doing, get their policies, come and try to imitate them into our system, rather than beginning on something new and having the direction as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is I'm in Maya ITP. I entered Uict in 2022, but this question goes to our presidential aspirants, perhaps both of them. We have had issues, some of you have been there too, whereby they are being that we have tried to engage the management, however much the kind of leadership we wanted was denied to us. And they had a caretaker government whereby we didn't get a chance to choose good leaders. At the moment, we do not have a good president. But the good president who is exercising duties is a good president that came to power, I think, 2020 during COVID. So you're coming into power. But as students, perhaps I think we are the elders and shall all go what I'm trying to lay out all able to you. We are the elders and we have seen a lot of challenges here, including functionally, including all challenges around the world. My question is to the guilty president. In a scenario whereby the management has refused to work together with students to come to agreement with students, and we are trying to engage dialogue or have table talks with these management officials, and they have refused to maybe sit on round tables with us, agree on the functional fee, agree on whether we should do exams with the fees balance or not. What you as guild leaders or the aspirants are you willing to do in case these management officials do not allow to sit and agree with the students? As a guild leader, what will you do for us? Will you really ask to go and maybe use the civil resistance? What are you willing to do over such when management the talks are failed to us? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That is my question. I think the way Mr. Mubs is working around.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm so, this is my question. First of all, it may be talking to the concern, but it may not be something. So, to all the presidential aspirants, my question is all about like we as students, we have been a problem in resources at our campus. When you check out our laboratories, like the lab 1 and lab 2, you enter in there with the computers which you have to use. We only remain with lab 3, which is even having fewer resources. And the next room which we use is like a competition, whereby you need to wait for our next lecture, whereby they collide. Most especially the timetable collide with our lecture. Sometimes we find we're having some practical lecture and then a lecturer comes out and I have to apply again. So how are you looking forward to come and tell the students about the infrastructure of the computers in the laboratory? And also the toilets.
I also have another question, whereby my question goes to Mr. Mkwara as aspiring president. I talked about working together with co-aspirants. What assurance are you giving us so that your co-aspirants will be granted in case you take away? What assurance are you giving us? And in similar countries, what assurance are you giving us that when we are going to you are going to do something as your co-aspirant? Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Now my question goes to both of you. We have 6 core values. I just want to reiterate.
It's a good question right now.
The core values of
Is this the right voltage? The right of the phone voltage. That's fine.
I do not know if I should start asking questions in chronological order or in alphabetical order. Okay, with the core values, one is accountability, two is we have accountability, we have innovation, we have equal opportunities, and we have teamwork. Give me the four. Then the question of assurance, Commissioner Mr. President, the assurance that we shall work with Naka. The first assurance I can give you is we are going to win and secure victory. And once we win, we are many times as dedicated as we have always explained to work with females, to work with her. Then this agreement of raised fundamental questions of the pull and push between students and administration. Yes, as it stands right now, there has been a pull and push. More so, the students had to be sent out of exams last semester. There have been questions of whether they should do a recess or whether they should do a retake. I have reached out to young people and explained very clearly that one, the basis for sending them out of examinations was wrong. The zero balance tuition policy does not exist in Uict. If I were to change with facts, the current returning officer was full speaker before, and she's the embodiment of the Constitution. Yes! She really has an idea what is the joining instruction, what is in the Constitution, and also of policy framework. She can tell us if the zero balance policy exists anywhere. If it doesn't, then it is reaffirmation that the throwing out of students from examinations was wrong. Secondly, they threw them out on error, and therefore they must be given a recess exam. A recess exam now means that during this semester, they have the time to study for about a month and do that exam so that they are still in the proper time to graduate. For young people that are here, I am telling you that the moment you accept to do a retake, it means that you now wait for people that are in year one to get to year two, semester one, so that you can do your paper. Your graduation is supposed to be at the start of 2025. And that is the push for you to graduate in 2026. So we are paying a collectively fighting one on the fix for that direction. Then, still on the same, it just doesn't show administration. This administration does the best management, but the administration is government council. The young government council is the UCC that watches over Uict, the Minister of ICT, the Minister of Education. Let me tell you, there are a variety and a multiplicity of options for us to try out. Let's come in to answer the last question. Yeah, just a minute. And then the Honorable GRC for ITB, Honorable Kasozi Jonah, raised questions of lecturers balancing teaching and administrative work. It is a very notable and brilliant observation. You see, what happens at the time is the institute is battling a growing population and then a static workforce. It is true that many lecturers also are doing administrative work. It is even much worse that the lecturers we have, most of them are doing part-time work. It raises questions of quality, assurance, and also the need to advocate for many full-time lecturers. I thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Answering the question about assurance of working together with my opponent, I want to assure you, my supporters, that we are in this race. And of course, after we are going to work together with my colleague, because we are all leaders, I assure you that. And the core values, one, we have teamwork. Two, we have accountability. Three, we have promotion. Four, we have innovation. Another question was about the computer laboratory. Someone asked about the computer laboratory, that they are not working, what and what. But I want to assure you that if I become the good president, I'm going to make sure that all the computer laboratories, being this is an ICT center, it is basically deals with work dealing in computers. So how can we have studies without having computers which are working? That means we are here for nothing, and we are here and we are not learning. So I'm looking forward to see that each and every laboratory, most especially the laboratories which are found on the classroom block, the laboratory 1, lab 2, and lab 3. Most of them, they are having faulty computers, some are having damages outside, some internally. But I want to assure you that I have to make sure that these computers are maintained, or if not so, they can get for us new computers, because we come here to study and at the end of it, we are not studying. And another question was about management. How to work with the management. If at all the management is not working hand in hand with the student, yes, of course, we are leaders, and the management is also part of the leadership, and it is one of our top leaders. But still, as an institution, we have the governing council. It is the top leader of the institution. If at all we follow things on the ground, if at all we cannot reach a mutual understanding as the administration and the fellow students, that means we should engage the governing council so that we can reach at a point whereby each and everyone is benefiting, because students, their aim of coming here and choosing UICT, it is to receive better services. And once we are not receiving those better services, that means we have to engage the whole top officials to see that each and every one of students' functional fees and the fees are put into value. And then they talked about the lecturers which are not teaching when they are having management work. Missing lectures, it has become a rampant problem to all of us. Most of us, we are coming and we are having one lecture in a day. And most of the times it is not because the lecturer is in a meeting, not because that lecturer is in administration or is learning some other duties, but simply because these lecturers are learning, some of them, they are learning their personal matters. They are outside of the campus and they are not allowed on the campus. So, I'm of a view, if I become the Gaudi president, we have to follow the accountability for each of the lecturer. The lecturer, if at all is missing the he has missed the lecture. That means there must be a report presented. Why did the lecturer not appear? Because we as students, once we come in, when the semester begins, the semester is scheduled for a given period of time. Let's say it is having 60 hours in a whole semester. And once the lecturer misses the 3 hours, that is 3 hours wasted and 3 hours gone and never again. That means this lecturer has to give a report. Why didn't the lecturer appear in time, and why didn't we have the lecture on that day? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Nakakande. I think now I can shift the microphone to Chair as he addresses the last item on the agenda. However, be disciplined and be calm. We only have 10 minutes to go. Thank you very much. The silent zone. The silent zone. Hello.
Thank you very much, our MC for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you for being patient, and I want also to appreciate you for first maintain to come and listen to your new advice. Thank you very much. I trust and I believe that we have expressed everything that we wanted to ask these people. Though a lot is needed to be asked, but the crucial areas have been handled. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for also asking questions. And as I communicated, all guild presidents aspirants, you are requested to meet the electoral commission at 3 p.m. today. Also, the electoral commission straight away after here is going to meet Nixon Yard 2 ITP. Immediately after here, straight away, come and see the electoral commission. Nixon ITP Year 2. Nixon. Don't try to come, please. Don't try to come. Ladies and gentlemen, today you can call out your device in a school compound, but don't enter your music system inside. Today, don't enter your music systems within the institute today, but you are allowed to make your campaign. All the presidents are going to be given special days for their regular days. So abide by the simple rules for the betterment of others. I request to end here. This room is going to be used for another session in the next 30 minutes. So I really appreciate the candidates for turning up and being able to participate in this debate. Thank you very much. May the good Lord bless you all.
Thank you very much. Mahinda Joseph, you are needed here on the table for some clarifications. Let me take this opportunity to appreciate Mubs TV for really having us and broadcasting everything that has been taking place. We are in that plans for them as we move on and get some lunch. If you don't have lunch, thank you very much.
Well, bro.